Hey guys, it's Steve here at the DJ Lab, and as you know or may not know, I don't know what you know, I just picked up an XDJ-XZ. Picked it up used because there's absolutely nowhere on the planet you can buy one brand new. They're going to be back ordered till March, and I got a deal on it. But I just want to go over a couple of things about this thing because everyone's praising it. I love it. But then I discover, you know what? There's a couple small things that are different about this thing that you should know about it before getting into it. Because everyone thinks, what a great value. You have a DJM 900 Nexus 2 mixer with, you know, CDJs, well, XDJs, because there's no CD slots, obviously, right? Attached to this thing. And it's kind of like a 2000 Nexus 2 all-in-one system is what I would say best describes this thing. But for the price, you have to consider, what did they cut out on? You know what I mean? Like, a 900 Nexus 2 mixer is the price of this whole thing. So what did you lose? And I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what you lost. Notice that? That's not a Magvel fader. It's not a bad fader, but it ain't like the best fader in the planet. You know what I mean? It's good enough, I guess. I'm not a scratch guy, so I don't care. But you know what? If you're used to scratching on a Magvel 900 Nexus 2 fader, and you hop on this, you're going to notice the difference for sure. You see, the screws that they're not there. Because it's not even a user replaceable fader. So you can't even put an innovator or anything. And for that matter, on a 900, right there, you can take off the whole plate and get access to all the faders. And, you know, because faders are the thing that goes on a mixer. You know what I mean? Like, it's inevitable. They will eventually die on you. And you can't replace them easily. You'd have to rip this whole goddamn thing apart to get to the faders. And the faders, I said they feel good, but you know what? Let me zip over here. It's not the same. It's, you know what I mean? It's not quite the same. These feel like they're definitely a higher quality fader. I'm sure of it. You know what I mean? And like I said, and that Magvel is like very different. Another one. See the beat effects lights here, right? Zip on over again. We have no beat effects lights. The only way to know about your beat effects and where they're selected is up on the screen there. You can see it's changing. So not a big deal, but it's kind of a little unusual. And of course, let me show you here. You see how you got master, right? And you got 4, 3, 2, 1 mic, and then your crossfader stuff, right? You come over here, you have master 4, 2, 1, 3. And over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's strange because they name this 1, 2, 3, 4 channels, and on this system here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Same shit, different pile, but just something to keep in mind. And of course, you have a few more things because you can do your effects on mic 1 and 2, just mic 2, just mic 1, and then of course your crossfaders, right? You're going to notice as well, you don't have a display here. Over here, you've got your display. You don't have that display because you have that information up here. So, of course, that is a little bit different. What else? You don't have, if you notice over here, see how you have this link queue, right? That not everybody uses, but it's beneficial to have. You have that. And over here, you don't have. You're missing like the beat effects lights for when they're like engaged, right? So yeah, that's, you know, like I said, it's the small things, but initially when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, it looks just like a 900 Nexus 2. Not quite. There's some differences, and definitely the quality of things. Now, the pots, I gotta say, feel pretty much the same to me. You know what I mean? Like, because I can tell you the pots on my the 1850, they're not bad, but they're not the, you can just tell it's not the same. What else can I talk about real quickly? Here's something that, I think has been overlooked, that a lot of people don't know, that kind of makes this very unique, is the fact that you see right there, you got master record, you plug in a stick, right? You literally just hit the button to record, and then you can even hit the button to mark your tracks when you're like mixing, right? Records it into WAV format. So doesn't matter what you plug in. So if you plug in 2 turntables, you're mixing vinyl, hit that record, you're going to record it. You hook it up to Serato and you're playing Serato, you hit that record, it's going to record. Plug in the sampler, record. Your mic, record. Best of all is, and Rekordbox, I'm pretty sure Rekordbox changed something, because once upon a time on Rekordbox, you used to be able to say output to my PC speakers as well, which means in OBS and Audacity and all these programs, you could use a third-party app to record your set from Rekordbox, and you could be playing Beatport, SoundCloud, BeatSource, Tidal, all of that stuff, and which you're not technically allowed to record, right? But you could get around it. And I've done a video about that, and then I've had people say, hey, I can't make it work. And then I tried, and I think in like some of the last updates, they took that away because there's no way to do it. But with this unit here, whether I'm playing Serato, Rekordbox, and I'm doing any of those streaming services, once again, I just hit that record and I can record everything. So that's kind of a bonus if you use those services. And I do use Beatport. I really like it. BeatSource is really good too. I was subscribed to it for a bit and then I stopped because I don't really do open format DJ much anymore. So I didn't really need that service. The other part too, man, this is like, there's things a CDJ 3000 could have done. They had all those buttons on top, which I hated to begin with, but they only did hot cues. Slip loop is great, man. I love using slip loop. I liked that's a roll feature here on an SC6000, which I love to do the rolls, and then you set your speed of your, your start-stop speed down a little bit, and you do that little fucking roll. I don't demonstrate it here because I just don't feel like running any music, but you get the idea. It's a cool trick that worked well on the 6000s. It works way better on this, and it's a trick you can't do on anything else. You can't do on the 3000s. You might be able to do it by, doing the loop, running the loops and doing some shit, but man, it's not the same workflow at all. So yeah, I dig the slip mode. The beat jump is nice to have. I don't really, I didn't need it here. I could have there was beat jump controls, we got beat jump over here, for instance, that works good enough. But anyways, what else are we missing here? Of course, there's no key lock. You know what I mean? That might be important to some people. For me, I don't really give a shit. I never bothered using key lock on the 3000s. I just mix things in key and I leave them the way the producer meant to have them. If they meant it to be in that key, it's going to stay in that key. Easy enough for me, right? Use your ear a little bit too, why don't you? And of course, the auxiliary, that it's got essentially a 5th channel, because as you can see right there, we can set the aux and you can run the effects through that channel, and you can have it off, set it as a line or a portable, which I think attenuates it up by 12 decibels. So if you plug a phone in, you got a little bit more juice behind it. So other than that, I can't think of anything else, but I just really want you guys to know, because I'm late to the game anyways, so you probably already know this, but if you don't know, that fader is kind of chintzy. The up faders are probably chintzy too. You gotta figure, for the price of this system and everything they give you with your 3-band EQ on the master out, EQs, 3-band EQs on both microphones, feedback reducer, record, it does so much stuff. They had to cut a corner somewhere. So cut the corner on the faders, or do you cut the corner on the wheels? They didn't cut the corner on the wheels or on the pads or the cue or the play. Everything else feels very solid. This is about the weak link here that I've discovered on this myself. And it's not even really that weak. It's just, you would know if you've owned the 900 Nexus 2 for a few years like I have, that, you know, this doesn't feel quite the same. And of course, DDJ 1000 has a mag valve fader in it, and it's cheaper. So something else I'm going to suggest to you all, if you are going to use this primarily with record box or Serato, you're almost better off to go buy the 1000 SRT for Serato or just the 1000 for record box. The advantage of this one, it can do both. You know what I mean? But you miss out on the sampler. There's no way to run the sampler on this thing. You don't have like a sampler volume. So yeah, if you're going to use it with a computer, you're still kind of best to have the 1000, save a few bucks. And it's a little bit smaller, a bit more compact, and it's feature packed, you know what I mean? But if you like to record your sets, and you like recording from Tidal and all that other stuff, this is a real advantage, you know what I mean? So yeah, you guys make up your mind. Leave the comments of what you think about the system. You know, is this the one to buy, or do you think, you know, would you do an RX3, the newer one, because it's got the CDJ 3000 screens? But of course, there's things it can't do, you know what I mean? Smaller jog wheels, it doesn't get that record, it doesn't have a lot of features. Anyways, that's it. Sorry for the long video. Just thought I would let you know something that maybe you don't.